open up about a lot of things. Like, how are you supposed to know? So even if they are wrong, they will turn things around. It's always about them. Everything revolves around them. Don't dwell a lot on the negatives that pop up from time to time. I think one of the biggest misconception that we have is that, just because we both like each other, we connect, we click, it means that our friendship is just gonna flow effortlessly without us actually doing anything, without conflicts, without disagreements, without us hurting each other, unintentionally, of course. I mean, we're talking about a sincere relationship here. The foundation can be sincere, but if you do not put some effort in, your reaction to conflicts, your reaction to being hurt really plays an important role on how long your friendship is going to last. So one of the things that I've noticed that actually destroys friendships is pride.
There are people who have so much pride that they can't
humble themselves to apologize to you, to say, I'm so sorry, I was wrong, I didn't mean to hurt you. They always want to be the one who people apologize to. So even if they are wrong, they will turn things around and they will shift the blame to you and blame you and get you to apologize. And these are the very same people who will cut people off because you're toxic. They cut people off, people who actually hold them accountable, people who hold their stand, who are firm and say, no, you are wrong. I do not like how you treated me. You should be able to apologize. You should be able to meet each other halfway. I can't be the only one who is always giving in and apologizing, even though I know I'm not wrong, apologizing for the sake of peace and for the sake of everybody. After pride, I go with being selfish. They're just people who, when you are friends with them, it's always about them. Everything revolves around them. Selfish people are not very considerate of other people. They never think about you when it comes to a lot of things, So how is a friendship supposed to last when the other party isn't considering, when the other party doesn't think about you? At the end of the day, you will also feel drained. You will feel used because there's no you, there's no us in that friendship. A relationship is not beneficial for both parties. And one other reason that I've seen that causes problems or breakups is talking things out and also assumptions. I think they go together, because if I am not gonna talk to you, if I'm not gonna tell you how I feel, if I am not gonna tell you if I'm not happy about something, if I'm not gonna tell you about my boundaries, if I'm not gonna open up about a lot of things, like, how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to guess? No one is a mind reader here. Don't expect your friends to be mind readers. Say what you have to say. Of course, approach when saying those things should be kind, should be sensitive. That's what I've learned. You might want to say something not intending to hurt somebody. You might want to say something just so innocent, so harmless, but because of your approach, because of the way you say it, it causes more problem, it does more harm. So be aware of your approach, be aware of the way you say things, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to speak up. I believe that bottling things never really does anything for a friendship. I don't see progress in a relationship where when you hurt me, I tell you I'm not happy so that we can see the way forward, so that if you do it next time, I will know that I have told you that I do not like this thing, and then I know what to do with you now, because you keep doing the very same thing that I told you. Sure, there's some things where it's like that better not said. You can't always just rule that everything, all of these things are better not said, because they are beneficial for the growth of your relationship. They are beneficial for you so that you can understand each other, so that you can know how to deal with each other, so that you can know not to cross each other's boundaries. Because at the end of the day, we are two individuals coming together. That means we all have our faults, we all have our strength and weaknesses, which means From time to time, our flaws will come out and they will hurt the other person. By talking things out, we are able to see what to do as we move forward. As much as we have all our faults, sometimes we're not happy because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't dwell a lot on the negatives that pop up from time to time. I think that was my biggest mistake a few years ago. I would just be complaining a lot. You know how people always talk about love languages and whatnot. There are ways where you want to be shown love. There are ways where you want your friends to show how much they care about you. And those ways may not be actually what they're doing, but that doesn't mean that they don't love you. That doesn't mean that they're not showing their love to you. It's just that it's not the way that you would want it to come across. But I would always just be complaining until I think I was at church. I might be misquoting my pastor, but he said, when you speak negatively about things, their value decreases. So I took that and applied it to my friendship and realized that, when I speak negatively about my friends, their value in my eyes decreases. And when it's like that, I'm always just focusing on the negatives. And I learned to keep quiet, to be honest. My complaints they were not false, okay? The negative things that I was talking about, they were not false. They were actually my observation. What I believed was true, what was happening. But it was the fact that I was just dwelling on them, magnifying those negative things. I took a step by step to deal with that. The first thing that I did was I kept quiet. I stopped complaining. I stopped saying those things. I learned to let my friends do things for me on their own, because I'm somebody where if I want to see you, I will go and see you. I'm very proactive. I want to get it done right there and then. But that would mean I would always be the one who is visiting my friends, who is calling, who is texting, who is doing all of this. And I realized that it's not because they never say let's hang out, but I was bulldozing through everything. Bulldozing is a word. It's a word, right? Yeah, I was just bulldozing through everything and everyone. So when I decided to take a step back, my friends actually started doing things on their own. They started texting me. They started, deciding, let's hang out. Let's sleep over, without me, forcing things. Sometimes you need to take a step back and let people do things for you. Let people call you. Yeah, of course. In the process, some friendships died because they depended on me always calling. For the people who actually love me, who care about me, who are mutually interested in me as I am in them, they didn't die. They actually started doing things on their own, actually started calling me and meeting more often without me always being in their face. Let people be. The thing that I want to say is, I think my biggest mistake was not categorizing my friends. If you just Google it, you see how there are different types of friends. Okay, there are different types of friends. And I realized that the moment I started categorizing my friends and giving everybody their slot, giving everybody their position, I was able to be alright. The complaints, decreased. Because now I wasn't having unrealistic expectation for someone who would never meet those expectations. So categorizing and labeling people for what they are. If this person is just someone that let that be. Imagine expecting someone that to contribute to your baby showers, to plan your baby shower, to visit you. This is just someone that you know. So that really helped me, taking a step back, bulldozing my friends, categorizing my friends according to those labels, knowing who I'm dealing with and taking them for what they are without expecting unnecessary things from them. Game changer. I am at peace these days. Anyway, I'm very happy.
Check out this video where I mentioned that you don't have to put on a facade in order to be likable and make genuine friends. Bye!